Hello student, good afternoon. Let me start new topic of our subject of material testing and evaluation. So our topic is mechanical test. Mechanical test for concrete technology like the building construction material. So why we have to test a mechanical test on material and how this will be study in this topic. These are the content of the our topic. First is a basic introduction about mechanical test. That after we study the different mechanical test, how to and why we have to perform. First is tensile testing, hardness testing, impact testing, and last one creep and fatigue testing. First our basic introduction about test. To test mechanical properties like UTS, Y's, percentage elongation, etc., which is used as a design input. Make the informed choice in using raw material. To check the property of material after heat treatment. To check the material property after welding and bracing, etc. Ensure batch and production quality as a part of maintain and to prevent the failure in uses. So this is the requirement of the why we have to perform the mechanical test. Two type of material testing. First is destructive testing oblique mechanical testing, and second one is a non-destructive test. It's also called NDT. So first destructive testing. The material may be tested to destruction or indentation to measure strength and hardness, toughness, etc. Example: tensile test, impact test, hardness test. By using this test, we can identify the strength, hardness, and toughness. These are the mechanical tests. Second one is non-destructive test. Sample or finished article are tested before being used as a routine maintenance check. Example: radiography, dye penetration test, etc. So in which samples otherwise finished material we can test it before used, otherwise after use. So NDT test is performed on the sample of our construction any material. Tensile testing. So it done on a universal testing machine. This is the figure of universal testing machine. This equipment is used to identify the universal testing machine. Use a load cell and extometer to apply measure force to and test specimen and percentage edge elongation respectively. So percentage of edge elongation we can identify by using the universal testing machine. The load versus elongation is then plotted and studied. So we can load versus elongation graph we can plot it. Variables such as a strain, stress, elasticity, tensile, strength, ductility, and shear strength are measured and computed. Test specimen can be round or flat. Standard for tensile testing is ASTM 8370. So by using the universal testing machine we can identify different tensile property like the strength, ductility, elasticity, stiffness, malleability, modulus of toughness, modulus of resilience. Universal testing machine. How to perform the test? A machine is applied a tensile force, a force applied in opposite direction, it's called tensile force, to the specimen, and then measure that force and also the elongation. This machine usually use a hydraulic cylinder to create the force. So we can see this figure. So it is the hydraulic cylinder in both sides. The applied force is determined by system pressure, which can be accurately measured. Hydraulic Universal Testing Machine. A universal testing machine UTM, also known as universal tester, material testing machine or material test frame, is used to test the tensile stress and compressive strength of the material. Tensile testing specimen. So we can study round specimen, these plates and forgings. So thickness is greater than 20. If we use flat specimen, that time sheets. So thickness should be T less than 20, rubber, ceramic, etc. Standard specimen size is available in a ASTM A3CA10/IS1608 standard. Major test variable: specimen size, strain rate, different for metal, rubber, ceramic, and etc. Specimen molecules which give in this figure. Tensile test result. So after the performing tensile test, cup and comb fracture signify the ductile materials. So we can see in the figure very ductile. That time cup and comb features is done. Second one is a ductile material and third one is a brittle. So a shear fracture indicate the brittle material. So it is the verticals divide in parts. So it is called shear fracture. So brittle, ductile and very ductile, we can identify this property after performing tensile test. This graph indicated stress versus strain graph. So in which we can identify the high carbon steel, medium carbon steel and low carbon steel, which are used as a structural steel. For different, we can for the rubber, aluminum, MX ductile, glass and high carbon steel. So these graphs give the idea about stress versus strain for the different material. Young modulus. Ultimate tensile strength is equal to maximum load divided by initial cross section area of specimen. So yield strength is equal to yield point load divided by initial cross section area of specimen. Also it is 0.1% proof load. Strain is equal to change in length of specimen divided by initial length of specimen. So modulus of elasticity is equal to stress divided by strain. Proof states. Sometimes the stress strain graph does not have a destructive yield point. For such material, yield point is defined using the load corresponding 0.1% or 2% proof stress. We can see in this graph. The stress that cause a percentage increase in a gauge length, it can be found by drawing a line parallel to the stress path of the graph. A value can be taken from the vertical axis. Hardness testing. Hardness is the ability to withstand indentation or scratches. Hardness measure is also used to check response to heat treatment of particular material. Type of hardness measured. Scratch hardness. Use Mohs scale. Indentation hardness, in which Brinell, Rockwell, Vickers for metals. Show rubber, polymer. Rebound hardness, use oscilloscopes. Hardness testing machine. This indenter is pressed into metal. Softener material leaves the deeper indentation. So we can by using this machine we can identify the hardness of the material. Brinell hardness test. Use the spherical shape indenter cannot be used for thin material. Use for large component. Ball may be deformed on very hard material. Use on the soft material. Such area of indentation is measured. So after that we can identify the hardness of material. Rockwell hardness test. Give the direct reading. Rockwell B. Ball used for the soft material. So Rockwell C. Cone used for the diamond for the hard material. So we can see in the figure different type of ball. Flexible, quick and easy use. Use on forging, casting, etc. So after applying this all, we can identify the hardness of the different material. So we can see that it is the conical, it is the circular. So this type of ball different, cone type, ball type. So use for the penetrating the member. Next one is impact test. Impact test determine material toughness. Measure an object ability to resist high rate loading. The impact strength of material in the presence of flow or notch and a fast loading condition is determined. The amount of energy absorbed by a material before fracture is determined. Impact test two type. It is the one is the Cherpi impact test and second one is the ISOD impact test. First is impact test. Cherpi and ISOD type of notch, V notch, U notch and keyhole notch. So this type of notch is used for the impact test. ISOD versus Cherpi. ISOD impact test, strike from the height at 167 joule. That time strike for the from higher position 300 joule. Test specimen is held vertically. Test specimen is held horizontally. Notches face striker. Notches face away from the striker. Creep. What is the creep? The elongation of material due to constant high at a constant higher temperature, it's called creep. So change in shape of the material, that is called creep due to high constant higher temperature. Problem with creep increase when the materials are subjected to high temperature or the material themselves have the low melting point, such as a lead. So there which material which the property is the low melting point, that time creep will be generated. Creep can causes material to fail at the stress well below their tensile strength. During the creep testing, the tensile specimen is subjected to sufficiently high load and temperature to produce a time-dependent inelastic strain. The strain in the specimen varies with the time. For approximate constant stress and elevated temperature, a strain time plot creep curve is plotted. So we can see the creep curve in the figure. It is the time versus the strain. Last one topic is fatigue. Fatigue is due to repeated loading and unloading. So when the material is subjected to a force acting in a different direction at a different time, it can causes crack. So in time, this causes material to fail at the load that is much less than its tensile strength. This is a fatigue failure. Vibration, for example, is the serious causes of fatigue failure. So it is the stress versus the cycles of stresses. So we can identify the fatigue limit from the graph. Fatigue can be prevented with the good design practice. A smooth surface finish reduces the chance of surface cracking. Sharp corners should be avoided. Corrosion should be avoided as this can causes the fatigue crack. Thank you so much for listening me.